just want to take some pictures.
Hey, everybody, it's Title Adam. They say if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, bring a team. I'm here today with my greatest right here next to me. I've got Jade of Jade's World, Florida, and I have one of my greatest friends, Mario Walguarnery, who's my underwriter, my partner in crime. And when we write a deal here at Premier Reputation Title, we stamp it with a Westcor seal at the end, and we love that. I write everything through Westcor Land Title Insurance Company.
Adam,
Thanks for joining.
Thank you, bro.
I have been threatening since I bought this equipment to get the three of us on here onto one of these. Jade says the light's too bright. Mario's feeling good. I would say, because, and we're going to clean this up in post, I would say give me just a little less here. See if you can just give me a little less on this.
Who?
Mario.
Okay. Yeah, so.
No, I'm talking about on your shirt.
Oh, a little less?
Just like.
Tighten it?
Not too much. Not too, just a, yeah.
Okay.
That's perfect. Okay. So here we are today, and I am in the studio. I'm in the house. I'm in Lehigh Acres. We've got in the house Jade and Mario, and I was asking Mario to give us a little bit of details about his recent trip. I have never been east of the Atlantic, Mario, but you've just come back from a trip with scars to prove it. Tell us a little bit about where you went. Yeah, he did get a scar. Yes, he did.
I got a couple. Yeah.
Tell us about your trip.
Amazing. It was my first time heading east as well. And it was a 9-hour flight straight to Switzerland. And it was beautiful.
What city is that in Switzerland that you live in?
Zurich.
Zurich.
Yeah, we stayed in Zurich.
What time did you get there?
So we left 4:30 p.m. from Miami and arrived there in the morning in Zurich. So the town was still a little sleepy. Very beautiful, and we got to witness it starting to.
Is it cold?
I'm watching her because I'm sitting here thinking about, like, waking up in Zurich. I have an overnight flight. I woke up in Zurich, and we're here in the snow-crusted mountains and
the Alps.
Did you sleep on the plane? Did you see anything interesting before you got too far along the way?
I was in the Miami airport, and there's always, fun, exciting things to see there. We actually had a few drinks while we were waiting at I believe it's Applebee's.
What did you have to drink?
I think just tequila soda with lime.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's a nice gentleman order.
I wanted to fall asleep on the plane, so maybe had about 3 of those.
Yeah.
Got some computer work done before I took my 2-week hiatus.
Wow.
And I don't know, on a flight like that, do you fly first class, or is everything kind of first class on an international flight? Is it all, the seats a little bit bigger? You got a little bit more room?
So that wasn't first class. I believe first class is about 10 to 12,000.
Wow.
My ticket cost around 1,200, but it was more spacious. It was just I wasn't on the window seat, but I was on the aisle, and it was just 2 seats there.
It's curious to ask because you literally just came back in May.
Yep, May 1st.
From May 1st. So you traveled in April. This was still within the Iran conflict. I got to bring it up. A $1,200 flight, though, to get all the way over there and back, that doesn't sound that bad. I wonder what that same flight would be today. Go ahead. Sure. Was that prime season to go there right then at that time, or weather-wise?
August, September is more prime. Would have been more expensive then. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so $1,200. You're on the flight overnight.
Swiss Airlines. Shout out. The people there were awesome. I did sleep.
Swiss.
On the way there, I slept more than I did on the way back. But
I took a pill in Ibiza. I would have. I would have taken some kind of pill because that's a long flight. That's a lot of water that you're covering.
9
What
hours.
do you do? Yeah, what did you do to pass the time on that flight? Did you use the bathroom?
A couple times. I didn't drink on the way there, so that helped with the minimal bathroom breaks.
Tequila soda, yeah.
But I will say, you could probably drink endlessly there. They're so kind. The crew was just awesome. They have 3 meals. But they have a great movie selection. So I put on probably about 3-4 movies.
Got you through the flight.
Got me through the flights. I fell asleep during some of them. Didn't completely, stay up through any of them. But that's even here. If I put on a movie, I'm falling asleep.
Now, was anyone that was on the flight with you, did you know him? Did you fly? You went with someone that you knew?
Yep. My buddy.
So what was the vibe getting on this flight, though? Everybody's feeling good. I mean, I imagine even if you're not going for pleasure, you're still like, I'm going to Europe. So I feel pretty good about the situation. Do you feel like everybody was kind of excited, or was it just like
I haven't traveled
business
much.
as usual?
Yeah, I would say business as usual. I haven't traveled too much. A lot of families. I noticed a lot of different cultures, ethnicities, just by dress, wear, and everything. I sat next to a lady that didn't speak English. I would have said maybe German but all the the stewards, the stewardesses, they spoke different languages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they're used to They probably are used to people coming from all over the
International.
country, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
it's Swiss
exciting.
Airlines. Yeah, it's Swiss Airlines. I mean, they're so Miami. You fly directly to Zurich, so there's no direct flights to Croatia. They call it.
I
Croatia.
like that. I was going to see how you went. Yeah, I like that. I'm looking for it.
Did you
Yeah.
pick up any lingo?
Croatia.
I probably learned about 20 words, and
Really?
I was convinced, and I still am, that I'm going to learn the language. So when I had a little time for the first 2 weeks, I was listening to some podcasts, learning the language.
Mhm.
But it's one thing to know words; to actually be able to communicate is a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Of
Right,
course,
conversational.
of course.
Any,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not an easy language,
Mhm.
and there's so many words that you could utilize. It just depends on what context it's being used in.
You're going to have to probably give me a refresher, but Croatia is a fairly young country. And when I think of Croatia, I think of like Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, Croatia, all kind of in that little area there. And I know that they were fighting each other for freedom for a long time. And then before we get into all of that, though, you're on the plane, you're chilling, you're watching some movies, which is how I would do that too. I would try to fall asleep. When I fly, I try to be asleep by takeoff. I really do. And I don't want to wake up.
I take off even.
Yeah, because you might have on an international. I bet you were on the flight for probably at least a half hour before you took off, right? You didn't, because there's a cross check, and probably flight traffic out of Miami is a lot different. Like
And I couldn't be more grateful for how that trip there and back went. It was so smooth. And then being that I haven't traveled much domestically, let alone first time going international, I flew from Croatia to Zurich, and then basically the flight back all alone. And I didn't know what to anticipate. It's completely new to me, even though I'm 36. I'm like, especially with language barriers as well. Like,
absolutely.
I'm bilingual. I speak Spanish, but
See,
yeah, I mean, one thing I thought was cool is Colombian Spanish is, it's a very certain, type of dialect. And then I heard some people from Spain speaking Spanish, and I could see where it almost sounded kind of like a little music with their dialect. It was really
like
neat.
that.
It was really
Yeah.
neat.
4:30. You're in MIA. You're on a plane headed east. The sun's setting behind you. Just tell me. I know that you've got some pictures, and I'm hoping that you'll share them with me so that I could share them with the people watching. Well, tell me about the view coming out of that runway and seeing the beautiful water, because really it was still plenty bright when
Yep.
you were over the Atlantic Ocean. And here you are making this pilgrimage across this vast ocean. It's amazing to me. It would be scary to me, but it's so liberating too, because it's like, wow, man, this is. So anyways, okay, so you wake up in Zurich.
Pizza.
And you woke up in Zurich, but did you hang there?
So we hung out a 12-hour layover.
Okay.
Wow.
About 12, 15 hours, something like that.
Mhm.
And, but yeah, no, I remember looking down. I mean, so I wasn't on the window seat, but just trying not to be rude, but look over and just witness a little beauty. Cause I mean, the water is gorgeous,
Yeah.
and just seeing whatever parts of Miami, the little islands where they have mega mansions.
Oh yeah.
And was that about it?
Massive
Like,
boats.
beyond Miami, then you just didn't really see land or anything, right? It was just got dark.
Yeah, I did that probably 15 minutes, and then I just sat back and got ready for my voyage, as you said. I like
Wow.
that. Yeah.
I like that a lot. I like the way that sounds. So no real turbulent issues to deal
No.
with. It was a smooth flight.
Very
What's
smooth.
that red eye?
12 hours in Zurich.
Oh.
Did you leave the airport? Like,
We
did you
did.
try to make the most of it?
We did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We so it's really neat. Everything there is it makes sense.
Mhm.
So they have these lockers, very simple to use, and you just throw your stuff in there and take a hike and just walk, and instantly you could just see I wasn't in the United States anymore. Yeah.
Did you feel safe overall over there? Like nobody's,
Very,
yeah.
very safe. Not that I really ever feel in danger, but even here, but over there I felt extremely safe. Even in the middle of the night, a little boozed up after a great evening, walking to my Airbnb or wherever I was staying, I just felt very safe.
So when you left Zurich, you flew to Croatia, and the flight was what? A little different, maybe a smaller plane?
Smaller plane. You actually walk on the
tarmac.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. To get in your plane, which is you don't do that here unless you're in
Yeah.
a private jet.
This
in the
one did
United
it going to
States.
Indiana, where you got to
yeah?
go out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you walk
Okay.
up the
Okay.
stairs and
Flashbacks.
everything. It's cool, though. It's absolutely cool.
It is. You get to look around, especially in Switzerland, right? You're seeing the Alps, you're seeing just mountains. And then it was an hour and 10-minute flight, very smooth. I
That's
actually
short.
passed out on that plane. I I woke up, it was one of my favorite photos, but I woke up at the perfect time with maybe 10, 15 minutes to landing. And it was really cool, just like a little island. And they have a huge soccer field right on the tip of the island. And overseeing some mountains and the sun setting, I took many photos, but that to me, it's like, here's the start. And I get to see this beautiful country. It just all hit me. And yeah. And then
Yeah,
I
that
landed.
That's
sounds
special.
special, yeah.
That
It
is
was.
special.
It was.
So, okay, I'm trying to do the math though. So, did you have another red eye then out of Zurich?
It was, yeah, late in the early evening, or as the sun was setting.
And what is the water that the sun is setting on there in Croatia? Is that the Adriatic Sea?
Adriatic Sea.
What a beautiful name, even. Just an Adriatic Sea. Dark blue, green, look like the Gulf.
Teal.
Teal.
So and I researched it. So they don't have sand there. So there's no like bacteria. It's just they have pebbles and rocks. So the beaches are like, all different size rocks. It's hard to walk on, but once you touch that Adriatic Sea. So when I was there, basically they were having an abnormal weather, which was a little colder than usual, but I enjoyed it. And so the Adriatic Sea had to be about 50 degrees. I mean,
Cold plunge.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I got to go back to that. That doesn't make sense to me. Maybe this is an incredibly egotistic thing to say, but what the heck do you mean they don't have sand? I thought every beach had sand. I thought all around the world.
Some are rocky, some are sandy.
So are we talking like pebbles?
Like
or,
pebbles,
sand.
yeah.
so
Pebbles,
not
some
fun to
rocks.
walk on then.
Not really. Yeah, but
It's like Sanibel, but worse. Oh,
It's
yeah, it's
shells.
exfoliating. Yeah, I like that. But
Wow.
and could you bring any of those back?
Could have. Did not.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
I probably would have grabbed at least one for the garden.
This is
Would've
the
grabbed
thing
one for
I'm
Jade.
on. I will tell you, if you go to the beach this season, pick up a bucket of shells or like
Mhm.
a cup, solo cup
Yeah.
of some shells because I've been forming them in little pockets around the yard.
Make sure they're not live.
Yeah, don't,
Disclaimer, because
I
we'll
don't
get in
want
trouble.
any live ones, but
So you get into Croatia and you go, okay, I'm here, and you went with a friend, so you weren't alone.
So we rented a vehicle, drove about an hour and 15 minutes north to Zadar, and that's where his family's from. So then we stayed in Zadar.
And did you kind of couch surf, or did you stay in a hotel or a hostel, or
So Airbnbs the whole time, which
Okay.
is beautiful because so the Dalmatia coast, which Zadar and Split are on the Dalmatia coast.
Okay.
Any city and any village, for the most part, was built during the Roman Empire. So what they're doing now, because their country is growing in popularity, you have like all the beauty and infrastructure that was built during the Roman Empire, but now you have investors mostly in the country are putting money into, and they're Airbnb these. It just looks, it's like history meets modernization, and
Yeah.
it's just very clean. And I mean, even the streets, I mean, you could eat off the streets. They're just that clean. So I was there a total of 15 days, not including Zurich. Zurich.
that's a long time.
It was a long trip.
yeah, that is a long time. Did you have some like pangs of homesickness or feel kind of like
Oh, I
existential?
know you missed Odin.
Yeah,
I knew he was in good hands. I missed Odin. I missed, my home, my life. I love what I do as a career. So I definitely was anxious to get back to work and see my, my people, the agents I work with, and I really care for everybody I work with. It was just the perfect amount of time in Europe. And as much as I didn't want to leave, I was ready to get back.
I think there's a lot more to see. I just want to say that it's a really profound thing that you brought up, and there's no benefit to me to do it, but why can't we take good care of our stuff?
What do you mean?
Why do we have to throw trash on our streets?
Oh,
Why do we
yeah.
have to just, not care about that? When I hear that other countries do that, I start going, wow, that's, like South Korea is known like
Keep it
zero
clean.
litter. There's nothing.
Yeah.
And they take pride in it. And I love Lehigh.
There's a Lehigh litter campaign, anti-litter.
Well, they need more support.
yeah.
So it's interesting though. It's profound to me that when you go to another country, as proud as I am as an American, that I go, damn, that's something that we need to really adopt here. And there's nothing wrong with, I tell the kids this all the time, there's nothing wrong with picking up something that you see
Yeah.
and
if
doing
you
the
do
right
see
thing.
it.
Yeah, I know you might not have thrown it there, but there's nothing wrong with doing the right thing. So, okay, so it's an incredibly clean place. You walk in, you go, oh, I know a little bit of Spanish. And they go, okay, well, you're in Croatia. It sounds like maybe you were able to wing it a little bit with it, or?
Not with their language, but a lot of so where we were hanging out, a lot of the servers, bartenders, they speak multiple languages. I mean, I had conversations with, a handful of people that spoke Spanish fluently, English fluently, and then they, 3, 4 more languages. It was really impressive. And
Now, you're a really good looking guy. We know.
Well, thank you.
So, but I'm curious about this too, because I'm a good looking guy too.
Very.
And I feel like if I went into a foreign country, I might do differently because, well, when you say Zurich, I feel almost like these are my people. I have
Sure.
zero Swiss
There was a
blood.
few times
But,
I
you
was
know, I
like,
feel like
"Adam?"
blonde hair,
Oh, no.
blue eyes, tall guy, I could get in there.
They're very tall in Croatia.
And that,
Yeah.
I was going to ask you
Very
that because I
tall.
thought maybe I would be a standout. I thought maybe they would say like, "Whoa, big American man,
Last year
6
I found
foot,
out that I'm
6'3".
Dutch,
Yeah, well, she's Dutch.
which are the tallest people in the world.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's near Switzerland, right? Because I mean,
Tall.
even their language with Switzerland, it was really cool because when I heard them speaking, it was like almost a little German and maybe a little Dutch.
Yeah.
And
It's like a nice blend. Maybe
it is a nice little blend. It's not as harsh as the German language, but I am very fond of the German language.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found out that because my original heritage is like France, sorry, and Germany. There's the Alps. There's like some area called Alsace-Lorraine, and that's where I've known my heritage to be from. But then my Uncle John checked it back even further and found that there is some descendant from the Netherlands, which then explained a lot to me because I'm pretty tall, but I feel like that's where I get my height from.
No, I could
is
see the
my
Dutch.
Like
I
a
could see the-
Scandinavian.
Yeah, I
Viking.
could just see
the
that
Dutch
tall.
heritage.
So, okay, so when you go over there and you go, okay, I'm tall, dark, and handsome. Here's my name. I speak Spanish. I forget the service industry people because they want they know how to work you. But how did the locals treat you? Like, do you feel like just a guy hanging out, or do you feel like you stick out like a sore thumb?
No, so like I said, my buddy that I went with, he's from Croatia. He has a lot of connections there. So I met a lot of great people and they were very welcoming. And I don't even know if they know my name. They were like, so my buddy said I'm Colombian and they love that, bro. Like they would raise their hands, Colombia, because there's
Okay.
not a lot of Colombians that
Uh-huh.
go to Croatia.
Yeah.
And now Croatians love football,
Of
right? So that's a
Yeah.
big bond right
Yes,
there,
I'm
I'm
sure.
sure, because Croatia's down with soccer. I call it soccer.
Yeah.
Down with it for sure. Colombia's down with it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brazil.
And then so you arrived there and you saw that soccer field.
And that was cool. I mean, that was, that kind of just, and I kind of had prior knowledge of how big I mean, so the first time Croatia ever was put on my map was, I want to say 3 World Cups ago. So about 12 years ago, the year that I believe France won it, but Croatia made it to the finals.
Mhm.
And I was like, where's Croatia? So that, 12 years ago, I'm looking it up and all right, never would have thought that I'd be going to Croatia. But I remember one of the facts where, the Croatians are typically pretty tall. So then when I go there, I mean, I remember going to a restaurant and there was a party. There was no guy under 6'2", 6'3". And I mean, they're solid guys too, bro. They're huge.
Wow.
And even the women are relatively tall also
Yeah.
and very beautiful.
Let me hit you then with the quick hits because I want to know everything about Croatia. I know we can't do it all night, so let me hit you with the quick hits. Restaurant. Did you go tourist trap or did you go authentic?
The whole trip was authentic.
What is authentic?
Authentic.
What does authentic
Yeah,
Croatian
I'm
food
curious
look
to
like?
know.
Lamb. Lamb is a very popular dish there.
I was close. I mean, I wasn't that far off. You guys aren't eating chicken
Okay.
over there.
No, I don't. I think I had chicken once, but it was like I had lamb once also, but veal. First time trying veal, delicious. It was actually a dish his family made. They have this stone oven outside, and you
Oh.
basically put. They're known for their oil. Croatia's known for their oil, their olive oil,
Okay.
even their lavender. But that wasn't. I think they did put a little lavender in there, but it was potatoes and veal, and it was just tremendous. That might
like
have been
that.
that might have been my favorite meal only because there was like, it was special. His mom made it.
Yeah,
his,
that
his
is
Home
parents
cooked.
made it. Yeah,
Home
it was,
cooked meal.
it just felt very homey there. They had their own little garden. So any vegetables, the best salads I've ever had, just pure from their garden with olive oil and a little sea salt from the Adriatic Sea. Very authentic. Very
Well, I'm curious with the food to know if it's true what I've heard that we oversalt, overseason all of our food. And so when you go overseas and you eat something, you go, God, oh,
not once.
doesn't taste like that at Olive Garden.
So,
Yeah.
I do shout out Zuppa Toscana.
See,
I like
yeah,
Olive
for sure, for
Garden.
sure.
All right. So not
Endless
once,
breadsticks.
not once did I feel, and I said no to no food. I mean, I
you
accepted
gotta-
anything I was offered, and I tried everything for a lot of first time dishes. Not once did I feel lethargic after I ate.
Mhm.
Not once. Yeah, no, I felt good. I felt full, but I was ready to go. I was ready to walk. One thing I was really fascinated by there too is their coffee culture. I mean,
Oh, you love this guy orders coffee when we get
Coffee
sushi.
martinis,
He
right?
does.
So what's the coffee
Yeah,
culture
what is
like
it?
in
no, I mean,
Croatia?
they'll just order an espresso, meet up with some of their friends, and then just sit there and chat and just people watch, just conversate, a lot of laughing, a lot of just joyful conversation, business talk. Just even though I didn't understand the language, I just
You
felt
could
like
get the vibe.
I felt the energy. I
Yeah,
felt
you
the
knew what they're
vibe. It
doing.
was sweet.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
sweet.
So restaurant sounds like it was good. Food culture overall good.
Well, let me say the restaurant. So there's two I have to give a shout out to, and I'll put them in this order specifically. So Antique is in Split, and it's off the Riva right there on like the marina. Absolutely amazing sushi, and that was where it turns into a nightclub at night. Awesome, good vibes, great service. There's actually one of the top ranked bartenders that works there.
Oh,
Yeah, and then mixologist, I should say. And then Adriatic, and that's where I had freshly caught grilled squid for the first time.
No,
are
that's
they
it.
on
But
Instagram?
And
but
that's-
go
yeah.
go
You can
back
follow
though. Go back to the sushi because I want to know: do they source fish from the Adriatic Sea for the sushi, or are they still bringing in yellowfin tuna from the
Good
Pacific?
question.
Which is a really fair question because for me, sushi is the fish that are native to Japan.
Mm.
But I could see them pulling some basa or sway
Well,
or
we
whatever
eat
out of a
sushi here.
pond and some tilapia and
No, I don't. Yeah,
Did
definitely. not.
they didn't make any notice of like locally sourced fish or
As far as the sushi grade, I don't know. As far as where if that was
yeah.
if that, but as far as like the actual fish that we ate in the grilled squid,
Mhm.
grilled octopus, and I mean that was the first time I had to pull bones out of my
Ugh.
fish, but it was so
Wow.
good and fresh because I'm just not a big seafood eater. Like,
Yeah.
I don't eat seafood like
Yeah,
that.
we
But
don't. Really
so you were gracious though as they presented you food dish you just did it.
oh man,
I think you have to because I
Mm.
remember my dad lived in Costa Rica for about a year and a half and he went to a restaurant there on his birthday one year and they gave him like fish head soup and they go, "Oh, and you get the head in your bowl, you know, because you're the special guest." And he
Yum.
was like, it was
Yum.
disgusting just
Oh,
looking at that head.
no.
Well, looking at a
The
fish's
head
head
is
the whole time you're
the
eating out. So he's
eyeball
like, it's
looking at
great,
you. Yeah.
you know. So food culture was dope. And you had sushi, and then the second place was the grilled
Adriatic.
grilled squid.
That had a beautiful. So it was really neat. My buddy's daughter played for Macedonia, so she plays soccer professionally,
Oh.
and then she also played for the local team. Shout out Hajduk.
Mhm.
So they take Hajduk. Their soccer team there is like depending on how the severity of the game, they get nothing but just men, right? Young men, older men. It doesn't matter, and I don't want to say they chant, but for lack of a better word, they basically sing during the whole game.
Mhm.
And at the 70th minute, they light up flares. And depending on how the team played and stuff, whatever. But
It's pretty dedicated.
very, very
Yeah.
dedicated the whole time, literally no stopping. I mean, I guess in between periods, but
Yeah.
imagine a young man growing up having such passion and being around, men, older men, young men that have that same passion. I feel like your testosterone level grows.
Yeah.
Like you're around just that, but there's no fights. There's really no disrespect. I mean, what they'll do. So the first night I was there, we went to a really nice restaurant. I forget the name. It was like Macaron, 5-star restaurant. And one of the guys that I was there, he had a black eye. Well, apparently they had a game earlier that week to where it was such a rivalry game. 20 of one team, 20 of Hajduk show up and they just brawl. No knives, no guns. They just fight like men. No guns, no knives, no bats. They just fight.
Let's go.
And then at the end, they're done. They separate, and then that's it. And then the game, whenever that game starts.
You're like, can I skip that part and just because that part doesn't seem fun.
I mean,
Wow.
I mean, like it's a flex and everything, but it's like, yeah.
well, and then the way we look at fighting here, I mean, obviously words are better, but that's like an organized let's fight. It's almost like boxing.
It's almost like a
glove.
team sport at that
It
point, though. They
is,
treat it
man.
almost like a rugby
Yeah.
match where it's
you
like,
said,
yeah,
it
meet
was
me
just
there.
a
We'll
fist,
we'll
not-
tussle
Yep.
and then we'll help each other up.
Yep.
And we done. Food was dope. I'm curious about like infrastructure, roads, traffic.
Architecture.
Yeah, I definitely want to ask you about architecture, any churches that you saw, any old buildings,
Yeah.
things like that. Now we're to the point where we should ask you, how old is Croatia?
Well, in 1991 is when they gained their independence. And that
35
was-
years.
Yep. So that's when the Berlin Wall fell, and then I believe it was Yugoslavia. That's when they met their demise, and then that's when the individual countries, gained their independence.
So in all of that, was a lot of the old architecture lost in battle, or are there old buildings there that are Tartarian or old?
Split and Zadar, those are the two that I visited and spent a lot of time in. they conserve their history, and a lot of that, or those two were built during the Roman Empire. So then there are some villages, specifically in Zadar, where my buddy Tony lived. There were some homes that were bombed during the war, and the family that owned them, they don't live there. Maybe they're in Serbia or another, back in their home country, but they're fenced off, and because the family doesn't know what to do with it, they don't want to sell it, they don't want to move back, whatever it is, but they kept it, and that was 35 years ago. But as far as the actual the cities, no way, man. They're all just very beautiful and just
Beautiful, clean,
put together.
traffic, roads.
Very tight there. No large vehicles, no trucks, no vans. I actually got to drive stick shift for the first time in 16 years. I was like a little kid. I couldn't
What
wait.
did you see a lot of? Like little Fiats or what kind of?
Yeah,
Probably
cars
stuff
did
you don't
you
even see here though. Probably,
just
yeah.
smaller, like a Jeep, just a little, smaller. Yeah.
That's really cool. So the majority of your time was spent there in Croatia between two spots. And then you come back and you get back to the U.S. and your first thought when you arrived, did you arrive back at Miami then?
I did.
So when you arrive back to Miami, what's your thought coming back through customs?
I was tired. Customs, everything went smooth. I had parked my truck, and I'm, again, new to traveling, so I just parked my truck in the parking garage. Well, that was an expensive lesson.
I bet.
Oh,
It was,
no.
I want to
Almost
say
better with a lost ticket.
$400 and something
Oh,
dollars for 16
no.
days.
Half a month though
Cute.
Yeah.
that's bad.
Yeah, it was tough.
Ah,
Well, your car was safe though.
But it
Just
was
about
safe.
anywhere else in Miami, it probably wouldn't have been
Exactly how
safe
I
for
left
2
that's a
weeks.
positive way to
right?
look at that.
Yeah, for sure. So the other thing I wanted to ask you was the tourist culture over there. So when you're over there, you got a ton of people trying to sell you trinkets and stuff, or trying to give you gifts for a donation. There's a lot of stuff you see overseas online, and you don't really know where the line is. You don't really know. Is that the Turkish ice cream guy that punks everybody with the ice cream
yeah,
cone? Is that what? So overall, you found it to be welcoming to an American.
Yeah, and I think it was because of who I went with, for sure.
Yeah, it
just
helps to
guide.
know people.
definitely.
Nice to have
A
someone
Sherpa.
with you. Yeah, a guide.
But outside of the restaurant and the people that he knew and stuff, I mean, everybody kind of keeps to themselves and whoever they're with. Don't make a lot of eye contact. A lot of beautiful women there, and maybe briefly look, and then we look away and kept walking. There was
Quick gaze.
not a lot of
Yeah.
small talking,
Yeah.
not a lot of.
Did you go to any dance clubs, any nightclubs? And what did you find the vibe to be there? Were they listening to American music? Did they have local stuff going?
So
Live music?
So Antique, they do have some live music, and I'll send you the videos and stuff.
Right.
It's really neat. So Antique, they have Antique Sushi Bar and then Antique Bar. So Antique Bar, you get your younger professionals all dressed really nice, listening to Croatian music, and it's all about honor, and it's just beautiful, vibing, DJ, all that. Really, really awesome to experience. Just filled the room with energy and just it was just sweet. The Antique Sushi Bar, that's a restaurant, and then when it closes at night, that plays American music. And that's kind of mostly where we hung out. And it was a little less crowded, still got crowded, smaller, about half the size of the bar. But yeah, just very, very, very cool.
And did you find in the evenings when you were at the bar, did you find that other Americans kind of gravitated towards your group? Hey, I heard a guy speaking English over there. Or is it just pretty much just like you said, people minding their own business, doing their own thing?
Yeah, they just kind of just chilled.
Why do I feel like I'd want to be walking in I don't know, guys, I'm an American here. If you ever wanted to ask an American a question, I'm the
About
guy,
title insurance.
about title insurance. Hey, if you're buying, selling, building, refinancing, if you're doing a deal in Florida, tag in title Adam. I'm local and licensed, and I can't wait to help. Mario, I love hearing about your trip, but the best news about the trip is that you're back because we missed you, man. May was a huge month. And if I could just switch gears real quick, I'm going to look at the camera. We had an amazing month in May. We were able to help a lot of homeowners. I think we ended up in Lehigh Acres, 10 deals, $2 million. We certainly have more to come. June's looking to be a very big month. But as I said before, if you're buying, selling, building, refinancing, or doing a deal in Florida, tag in title Adam. There's 67 counties, and I'm working in every single one of them. I'm writing my policies through Westcor. I'm ordering my lien searches through Target Lien Search. I'm doing the right things to bring you to the closing table faster, with less stress, with less liability, because that's what it's all about. Jade, you made a quick remark. I want to switch gears onto the fraud piece. Would you give us, just as you chew are you chewing? Would you give us just a real quick touch on the fraud that you had hit you today? Because fraud is listen, guys, it's not if you're going to get hit, it's when. And they're very creative. They're very, very industrious. Jade had someone reach out today that wanted to sell a lot, and she was telling us the story before we got on the mic, and I said I'd like to share it. Jade.
Okay, so today I got a text, said, "Hi, my name is such and such. I own a property at this location and I'm interested in selling, but I'd like to know how much the property is worth first."
Now, did the email say hello
Ew.
and then like bracketed
No, but
victim
if
name?
I do pull it forward, there are some like slight
Good time of day.
grammar concerns. Okay, so let me just pull it up. "Hi, my name is this. I actually have a piece of land in blank address, Lehigh Acres, Florida. I will like to sell, but I'd like to know the value of it before listing it. I hope you respond soon. Thank you." So when I searched the number, I got a message, "record not found,"
Burner.
which clearly tells you it's like an internet number, not
My
a real
money's
person.
not in there yet. What is the problem?
Oh no.
I had to throw that one on there.
Yeah, so then I looked up the last name with the street name, and I found someone else who had like the first name of it. It was an out of state name.
Always.
Then I searched for the phone number of that name and I called it. And then on the voicemail, immediately I heard them state their name. Like, "You've reached this voicemail and leave a message."
John.
So it was the correct number of the correct person who I called,
Mhm.
but that's likely not the same person who text messaged me.
You haven't heard back yet.
Haven't heard back
But
yet, but
we look at a couple of red flag markers there. We looked at a couple of things. One, you weren't expecting this person to reach out to you.
no, this lead wouldn't have come from like a recent advertisement.
Mailer, sale, sign. So they came out of nowhere. Grammatical.
Slightly off.
And I don't want to dog anybody for that because we
No.
all do what we do. But grammatical errors are a big sign. And then even the urgency created with, "I hope that you'll respond soon." That to me is not something that someone would say unless you were trying to create urgency, because most people would just say, let me know.
Or here, give me a call. I'd like to talk about it further.
Yeah.
That's a more normal thing because you don't usually spell things out over text
Right.
Not a-
because you want to connect with an actual person.
Hey, I got a question about a lot I own in Lehigh. Can you give me a call? Here's my number.
Yeah. Or you could do an email, I guess, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
If you had like even a signature line or something that was more.
Sure. Even the email address says a lot too.
Yeah.
Where
Right.
that's coming from. That's
Yeah.
very-
Burner phone was the other flag.
Yeah.
Which
so
is
then
no,
when
it's a
no
burner
record
area
found.
code. Yeah, no record found. And this is where we're getting today, is that you got to do that due diligence. We like to say caveat emptor, which is buyer beware. But the truth is the due diligence starts with us on the professional side when we're working on this. And we've got tools through Westcore that we use for Val ID. We've got tools that we use with our remote online notary team. We have, a lot of different steps that we'll take to make sure that we've got a bona fide seller when we're doing a deal. But I tell you that spotting it before it starts is really the way forward. It's the way to be successful as a real estate agent. Do the work up front and make sure that you've got a deal that can be properly bound and closed.
Mm-hmm.
You work so darn hard for your money and for your commission. So the thought of you going through the rigmarole, for lack of a better term, with a customer for 30, 45, 60 days, running title Adam through the ringer, getting the deal ready, and then finding out it's not even the right person.
Or worse, letting it get through.
Oh, no, don't even speak that.
I know.
But yeah, it happens. It happens. And by the way, when you do that, you need title insurance.
just you
Title
don't wanna
insurance is what protects you.
Yeah, you don't want to be complicit in that.
Never. Won't do it. Well, I'm loving being in the house here with my crew tonight. It's after hours, and we are here talking with Mario. I've been threatening to get him on for so long, and Jade here. Jade has got all these snacks set up that we cannot really eat while we're talking. So we're going to wrap here in just a couple of minutes, but it's Title Adam in the house. We're in Lehigh Acres, and I'll tell you, if you're interested in joining me, stop by anytime. I'm here Monday through Friday, 3507 Lee Boulevard. They call it Lee Boulevard Central. And if I'm not mistaken, we're getting a McDonald's right across the street, Bill.
That's nice.
I'm already walking distance to Waffle House. We've got a coffee shop going up next door. Next to Stuart Title, which is next door to me.
Super convenient.
You love when I do that.
Convenient
I've been
here.
floating that on social
People
media a
Boulevard.
little bit too, that they've got a lot of new development coming. We've got our second Culver's coming. We've got Chick-fil-A coming. We've got
Another Goodwill I saw a sign for.
second Goodwill.
Culver's
Yeah.
is popping up. We just got
Yeah.
one off 80 and 31.
Culver's is big deal.
Yeah.
And I love Culver's. It's my
Cheeseburgers.
favorite cheeseburger.
Midwest.
It's my favorite.
The Butterburger?
Yeah.
Dude.
Double with bacon.
I could go
Deluxe.
for
Fire.
one right
Yeah, you gotta say it the right way. Double, can I get the double bacon butter? Yeah. Ugh. Not my favorite French fry, but good.
I like the
Crinkle
fry.
cut's good.
Yeah.
I always go, if I could get this person's fry, this person's burger, these chicken nuggets, But
That's why you
anyway,
just make multiple stops.
that's where DoorDash came from.
Oh yeah.
Is because rich people down here said, well, I want fries from McDonald's and I want my Wendy's,
I've never done that, and that sounds phenomenal. Just order from
you
multiple
just create
places.
it. But yeah, it takes 3 hours
What?
unless you tip a ton of money because it's, yeah.
Well, on
But
that-
we're getting to a spot though to where we're getting cool restaurants that are in more of a compressed area, so you don't have to drive so far to get something good. I'm still telling everyone I know, and I'm not currently sponsored by Il Primo and Lehigh Acres, but I'm working towards that. Title Adam endorses Il Primo. I'm going to tell you the quick deal that I've come up with. I got a quick deal. You can go to Il Primo. You can get 20 wings medium, 2 sides of ranch. You can get a large pepperoni and cheese pizza, 2 fountain drinks, and a water cup. And it's like 51 and change. And I believe I will petition that Il Primo should give the Title Adam deal, which is all of that I just mentioned, for $50. Right? And I think if I could get people to come in just half as often as I'm in there, Il Primo will be building another location
Here
because
at night.
I am crushing the wings and pizza at Il Primo, but I want to tell you a couple of things about it so that I can. Their sauce is dope. Pizza's great. When you go to pay at Il Primo, you cannot leave a tip. You're not solicited to leave a tip. That's a 20% savings right there on your food bill. And if you're like me, filling up your gas tank at these prices, buying groceries at these prices, that's important. Support your local places of business, and Il Primo is one of them. So Il Primo, I look forward to seeing you soon. That's 20 wings medium with ranch. I love Il Primo.
The
I
ranch
haven't
is
even
good.
gotten into the Bosco sticks. I haven't even gotten into any of that,
You had a Bosco.
but I'm hoping
I
to get
have not.
sponsored.
But do you get them extra crispy, the wings? Or you
Don't
just-
even have to ask them.
Perfect.
Don't even have to ask them.
Piping hot.
Yeah. Have you not? You really haven't done it?
I've done the El Primo off of 82, but that was
That's-
years
That's the
ago.
one.
That's Crossroads.
That's the one we're talking about.
That's the one. They're doing
Lehigh.
good work. They're doing
Yeah.
really good
Best-
work.
Publix
I'd say
did
best
well.
wings in Lehigh and beyond.
But let me just say this so that don't come to me with hog bodies. Hog bodies is North Fort Myers. That's not Lehigh Acres. If you want to talk to me about Lehigh Acres, Mugs ain't doing it.
Nope.
Beef's not doing it. I've heard Lehigh Lanes has got great wings, but they tell you have to come in to get them.
What about Zaxby's?
Oh, I never
Negative.
Had that.
Whoa,
Never
my
had
guy.
That.
And I don't care about churches either.
Oh,
or what is
I
it?
wanna
Popeyes.
go
Popeyes, not
to
churches.
Dave's Hot Chicken. Have you?
That's
had
the
that?
one I
I've
want to
been there
do.
yet. Mark
That's-
lives right
Should
next
go.
to it.
Yeah, let's do
We'll
that
go
one.
hang out
Let's
at
do that
school
one.
and then-
Yeah,
Diablo.
That's at top of my priority list.
We were just talking about it the other day.
We were too.
Yeah.
We want that.
Yeah. Dave's Hot Chicken.
You love pickles? Because apparently they're served
Oh,
with.
hell yeah.
Yeah, they got good pickles. There.
Like
That
that's going to
sounds
help
so
you. Like
good.
that's going to save you from that hot pepper that they've got in their
Yeah.
Diablo. Like they're like, yeah, I have a pickle. It's not going to help.
Let's go there after this.
I wanted to wrap it and let everybody know I recently presented to the Royal Palm Coast Realtor Association Education Board on Lehigh Acres. Listen, I live in Lehigh. I love in Lehigh. My kids go to school here. Just finished up another school year and summer's in session. And my office is here in Lehigh. It's a dream come true to work here with you. I was presenting to the local real estate board, telling them how to sell effectively here, telling them about how Lehigh came to be. And if you haven't yet, I would just invite you to take a look at some of the clips that we've got here on our site, but also on Dreams for Sale, which is a movie on YouTube. And I love that movie. I'm not in it. I have nothing to do with it, and I don't get paid if you watch it, but I really like it because I believe that it shows Lehigh Acres through a lens that allows you to root for it.
Have you seen?
I have not.
I
just
want
thinking
you to
about-
watch it.
I'll
It's like
watch it.
35
I was
minutes.
I'll watch
talking
that for
about
sure.
it today at my hair appointment.
Yeah, because what it does is it talks about the bust.
Yeah.
And then here we are now, like we're fighting and we're coming to our glory and everything. It's a great movie. It's 35 minutes and it's
Yeah.
got local people in it and local sites and local footage. It's really cool. It's called Dreams for Sale. It's on YouTube. Take a look and send me a note and let me know what you think. I'm also doing some research on a story right now for the sinkhole in Lehigh, which is a prehistoric sinkhole. It's been here for thousands upon thousands of years, was used as a human burial ground by Indians.
Natives.
Yes. And has a lot of other stuff in there. I would bet some really big gators.
Maybe some gold.
I would
Whoa.
never know because that thing, they said that it is hourglass shaped. So for, 100 meters or so, it's cone and then it opens up and goes back down, and that they found some really,
That's
really old stuff in
exciting.
there.
I like
But they did
that.
say that it was documented that they were kind of dumping bodies in it over the years,
Ugh,
just as a
scary.
way to get, dispose. The ownership of that sinkhole went from public to, or from private to government rather, and they're now working on ways to kind of preserve that. And I think it's a really cool thing. We're built on top of a huge aquifer. We're in a
Mhm.
very, very vulnerable ecosystem here. And that sinkhole is one of those things that really not to be that guy, but it could open up and swallow half of Lehigh
Yeah.
overnight and you'd never even know it. You'd be gone.
Scary.
So if you know
Thanks,
anything
Tom.
about the sinkhole, please shout me out and give me some of that. And then finally, check us out on Title Adam TV, launching targeted content to you online so that you can stay in touch with us, so that you can know what we're doing. And so, hey, you're going to be scrolling anyway. So why not scroll with me, right? If you're buying, selling, building, refinancing, if you're doing a deal in Florida, tag in Title Adam. I'm local and licensed. I cannot wait to help you. Mario, thanks for coming in tonight and hanging out. I'm going to refresh
buddy.
my drink, have some snacks, and work my way towards dinner, I think. It's Title Adam. You're in the house. Have a great night.